there, my name is Mari and I'm a Colorado knitter. This is my YouTube channel all about knitting, making, sewing. I can't wait to share the things with you. Let's see, today is November 4th and it's my husband Donnie's birthday. He's 49 today. This is episode 51. I always have to try to get in the groove. Okay, shake it out. So let's see. Again, my name is Mari. You can find me on Instagram at Colorado Knitter, on Ravelry, Colorado 5 Knitter. And I will try my best to link all the things I talk about down below. If you have questions or comments, please don't hesitate to chime in. All right. So what I'm wearing is Karamelli by Veera Valimaki. I love this sweater. I reach for it often. So I'll stand up, but I actually love the length that I created for myself with this sweater. And again, I tend to like it to go above my bracelets and my watch. So then I don't mess up the sleeves when I'm doing all the chores. This, I knit mine in Corrie Worsted Aimee. And the design calls for 4 different color stripes, but I chose to do 3, and they're 3 of my favorite colors. All right, so this, I don't know if I mentioned it's episode 51, which is crazy, and time flies, as well as thinking about it being November. I feel like I've been saying it's almost Christmas since July. Today I have a few announcements that I'll start off with. If my eyes go down, I have my notes down here, so I keep checking them because my brain is very scattered. All right, so the biggest announcement I have is LAINE Publishing, and I'm pretty sure it's pronounced LAINE. I apologize if it's not, but they sent me a gift, and this gift is Kindred Knits, a book with designs by Alex Bird. Alex Bird I got to meet at Flock, not this past time, but the year before, and I took a class from her, and I loved it. I love learning all the different techniques and traditions in different areas of the world. And this, I didn't know what to expect. I had never been able to flip through one or see it. But when LAINE reached out and offered to share this book with me, I was so excited. And then when I started reading the first pages and the introductions, I realized it was a treasure about the generations in her family. When she cleaned out her great aunt's home, she found swatches, embroidery, sketchbooks, pictures. I love it. I love the treasure she found, and then she was inspired to create many and much of the designs based on that. I'm going to try to find another little picture where it's showing her finding like clippings from a magazine for inspiration. So these were collected by her great aunt and great grandmother, I think is what my understanding is. But I loved seeing all the different, you don't often think about what people will find in your craft space when you pass, but I think this is such an inspiration and such a lovely collection of patterns based on her family's inspiration over the years. I'm certainly not doing it justice because it's stunning, and I love seeing all these little clippings and sketches from her ancestors. Let's see, there's one more here that I wanted to show you. This one's a cardigan that she designed. It was inspired by the lace clippings, featured diagonal lace panels reminiscent of a triangular shawl. So here's the chart that inspired her to knit this. But the biggest announcement regarding this book is that I didn't really want to share it, but I mentioned to LAINE that I was planning on doing a giveaway and sharing this with one of you all. And they generously said that I could keep this one, and they would send a copy from their location to one of you winners that I let them know the address and such. So to enter to win this copy, not this copy, a copy of this book, please just comment below with LAINE. So this is how you spell it. And I'll do the random number generator for next episode and announce it then. And then I'll share, once I hear from you guys, I will share that information with LAINE, and then they'll send a copy your way. So enter LAINE, the word LAINE, in the comments below to enter to win a copy for yourself. And it's beautiful. The patterns are beautiful, and you can learn more about the book on LAINE Publishing as well. All right. Second announcement is my good friends Alicia Edmiston and Gudrun Johnston and I are hosting a knit-along. So Gudrun, Alicia, and I wake up very early in the morning, and which is helpful because Gudrun is now in Shetland and has such a difference in her time. Like the time difference is huge between all of us. But so early in the morning, we get a text from Alicia that says, I have an idea. And I loved it. And she definitely has developed and created this amazing knit-along that will be including knitting a Gudrun Johnston Hap shawl. Shawl and hap, the words are interchangeable, but so one of her hap patterns, and I'll link all that below on the Ravelry thread and Gudrun Johnston's Ravelry pages with her patterns. But Gudrun, I believe, is going to knit a hap for a special baby that will be arriving, and then Alicia and I are gonna knit the Lang Ayre hap. Now the knit-along is called Gratitude Hap Knit-A-Long, and it will be hosted on Instagram and Ravelry. It'll run from November 12th to March 31st of 2026. You can pick any of Gudrun's hap patterns to knit along with us. There is a thread on Ravelry for chatting and showing pictures and such, which has been really fun, and I've enjoyed reading those notes there. I'm trying to think of what else. We will continue to share about the knit-along on Instagram, and I will talk about here, and the Shetland Trader, which is Gudrun's YouTube channel, she'll mention it, as well as Alicia Edmiston on Edmiston Creations. I will show you. So I'll put a picture of the Lang Ayre right here. And I think Gudrun has been wearing it constantly because she was able to see it, find her sample back again at her dad's house. And so she's been wearing it. And of course, we all love how cozy she looks. I have a tickle and I have no water in this room. All right, so the Lang Ayre, and I looked it up. It looks like it's the Lang Ayre, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it is a beach in Scotland that is only accessible via boat or hiking, which, I mean, the pictures online are amazing, and it looks like the colors, like I can see now, knowing what Lang Ayre is, the inspiration for the colors and the stripes that Gudrun had. But my main color will be Eset. And I'm using all Jamieson's Shetland Spindrift. And I got a combo, this combo. Some of it, I got it from the Woolly Thistle, which I do have an affiliate link if you choose to purchase that way. I'll link it below. I do get a small kickback, but there's no extra cost to you. But some of my collection here is from the Woolly Thistle, and some is from Schoolhouse Press, which has a great selection of colors as well. So Iset is one of my favorite neutrals. And then my stripes will be Titanic, which I love this blue. Then I have, might not be in the right order, but Nutmeg. And I have Osprey. Burnt Umber. So these are so far the beauties. And the last stripe I have is Moorland. So this is the look I'm going for. Very excited to get started on November 12th. And thank you, Alicia, for such a great knit-along idea. Alicia is a certified social worker, and she is going to share a gratitude practice every Friday morning, which is quite lovely and generous of her to do for us during this busy time. So hope you'll knit along and join us. If you have questions about that, please tell me and reach out, because sometimes in my mind I feel like I'm explaining it, but then I might need to add more details. So if you have any questions based on the Gratitude Hap Knit-A-Long, please comment below or just reach out anytime. All right, what I finished. I've been all over the place, per usual, but I've had a little bit of motivation because I get to see some family at a wedding this coming weekend. I am part of a big family, and we have lots of nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews. And so I did do some making for them. But this is the Q Owlet. It is Susan B. Anderson's pattern. And I love Susan B. Anderson's patterns. So this little guy starts in an egg, which is adorable. This is the first time I've knit one of her patterns not using her woolly Barrett wool, but this is the cute little egg. This is the inside, and it could close more for sure. But I wanted it to be superwash for this family, and so I did use Legacy Fiber Arts Cozy Toes for the white, and it's so soft. And then the little guy comes out, his little head, and so the colors are Legacy Fiber Arts Earth Tones Girls mini set. And then I did buy these eyes, safety eyes, from a set from Amazon that has multiple sizes. I'll link that below as well. But then, so I used almost the smallest size, I believe. But all the colors are from Earth Tones Girls Minis collection from Legacy Fiber Arts. And then, so you stuff the head, but then I was like, well, what happens to the body? Well, the rest of the egg stuffs the body. So you start at the egg, pick up for the body, finish the body with this color here, and then every spot that needs to be picked up later, like the wings and the feet, have little purl bumps that are written in the instructions so you know exactly where to pick up. You knit the head separate, and then just whip stitch it to the body. And the same thing, the ears have little purl bumps when you're knitting the head so that you know exactly where the ears get picked up. But this little one has so much character, I don't even know how. Like, it's so, like, even the wings change shape, the head tilts. I really love it. I love it. So I will be giving this away this weekend. Hopefully they have fun with it, and hopefully they can just throw it in the wash if they need to. But I again, I am interested to see how it plays and what holds up, I guess. Because oftentimes the woolly wool will felt and I think lasts really well, but I didn't want it to be a worry to wash. So, sneaky little guy. The next thing I finished, which I got really lucky. So, I'm not a very good knitter for others. And Donnie is definitely knit worthy, but I wasn't really thinking about his birthday coming up. And so I quickly yesterday looked like through my half-finished objects and partially finished socks if there was anything that was nearly finished for me to finish a pair of socks for him. And never did I imagine that I had this pair ready to go. But I started these at our summer lake trips. We go for about a week to Idaho and enjoy family time there. And I cast these on there, but I didn't realize that I had everything done except the toes. So I pulled one out and I thought for sure, like this one was all the way to the toe. And I was like, okay, I'm sure I have the other one started somewhat. And I was expecting to find just the leg, because this is what I tend to do. I knit legs at soccer games. If we go on a road trip or anything like that, I'm like, oh no, I need to get a sock. So I have a lot of legs. Well, to my surprise, the second one was knit down to here. So all I had to do is add the green and the toe, and I have a birthday gift. So he got this for his birthday and chewy molasses cookies, and I'll link that recipe as well because they're his favorite cookies. So yay, myself, my earlier self, my past self, thank you. So those are the two things I finished, and the big thing I finished, which was a mega challenge, and I mentioned it briefly last time. As I mentioned a few times now, we're going to a family wedding up in the mountains, and why I thought I needed to knit something quickly for that is beyond me, but sometimes that's how things go. So I cast on the Poppy sweater by Petite Knits, not last Friday, but the Friday before. So 10 days-ish ago, I received the yarn Thursday. And let's see, the yarn I'm using is from Mother Knitter Sandnes Garn Sunday, and it's just the black. So the number is 1099, and this is fingering weight, held with an alpaca, Sandnes Garn alpaca, but I don't have the ball band with me. So I was choosing not to do cashmere. Cashmere's nicer, but this is definitely about half the cost of the total project. So I went with it to try it out. It is definitely a dog hair magnet. We have a Saint Bernard, so I mean, he's gross, but he's super cute. So we definitely have a lot of dog hair around. But I finished it. It's a little damp, so my good friend Rachel from Chapel Hill Maker, when I told her what I was using instead of the cashmere, she gave me the forewarning alpaca can grow. So I did take that into account, and this time I made a size 1. My last Poppy was a size 2. I haven't tried it on since soaking it. It definitely did grow after soaking it. So I'm glad I did the size 1, and I actually did it cropped. But I think it's grew to regular length, which is totally fine. Now, am I gonna wear it to the wedding? I don't know. But I now have an option if I decide to wear this to the wedding. I'm not super fancy, but I'll try my best. But I do love that so much. I'm positive I will use that a ton with jeans and jeans and jeans. I am flattening it out a little bit because it's just damp and I wanted to get misshapen. Now, ideally, I think I would prefer long sleeves. So in my mind, I had it like, okay, you have a deadline. So 10 days, I knit a poppy. And I wanted to make sure it was done for this coming weekend. However, even if I don't wear it, but I think what I am gonna do is actually probably take the cuff, because it's short sleeve, but warm. So I might take this cuff off and make it long sleeve, so I could wear it probably more. But I would make a poppy tee in every color, but I didn't want to stress on the sleeve length, in the sense that I'd have to adjust the pattern and think about that. So I will most likely change that to be long sleeves. I have plenty of yarn left. I over purchased this black. All right, so now on to whips, which is everybody's favorite, I hope, because I have a lot. One of these days, my good friends who I knit with on occasion at IKEA or a local coffee shop, they really want me to do whip reveal. So maybe I'll get the guts. I will totally like bring up the project bag and open it just in front of you guys, because and then I won't even know what's inside. The only problem with that is, how do I tell you what pattern I'm making? That'll be tricky. We'll see. All right, so whips. This is a hat by Brianna Arlene. It is currently in testing. This is really fun. So I did choose a dark yarn, but I still think you can see the cables. This is, I believe, Harrisville Designs, Nightshades. No, of course I put the tags way far away. I'll make sure I put the name of it down below. This is the one that has kind of a blue fleck in it. I love nightshades though. I made a big cardigan using nightshades, and I wear it all the time. It wears beautifully. It's very light and very warm. But it has a, I got stuck in my bracelet. It has multiple textured designs and motifs, and it starts top down. The cast on was a different one than I've ever done. It is called Emily Oker's cast on. I'll link it below, and Brianna linked the YouTube tutorial on her pattern, which is written beautifully and so clear. The cast on was great. It was the kind where you have a loop, and then using a crochet hook, you, I think, cast on around the loop, and then you can cinch the loop so that it closes at the very top. So it's completely just seamless there. The pattern itself is written and charted. So if, you know, whatever your preference, if you like charts, there's charts. If they prefer written out details, it's written. I chose to follow the written for the increasing area. So until I was just knitting in the round even. And then once I knit in the round even, I did use the chart. Now I'm on the ribbing for the hem? That doesn't sound right. The hat band. It's 1 by 1 and for about 3 inches. And then I will do a modified Jenny's stretchy bind off, which she also has written out perfectly. So this is almost done. I'm excited. I had to soak it because this yarn does amazing things. I have a lot left. This was a new skein, and there's quite a bit left. So I don't know, maybe I could make 2 of them. But I don't know if you could see the amazing blue in there, like the flecks. But it's a great one. I'll keep you posted when it comes out. All right, the next thing I did work on a bit was the Gib. This is Gib I by Andrea Mowry. I'm knitting this in Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. Love Shelter. I'm glad I have a bit of a stash of it since Brooklyn Tweed is no longer creating yarn. This color is Faded Quilt. So what I did is I knit more on the body, and then until my skein was done. And then I picked up the sleeve, so I'll work both sleeves and then until the cuff, and then I'll soak the whole thing, and then I'll decide how length is looking in the body and the sleeves, and then I'll proceed with the cuff and the hem. But this is very fast. I really love shaping sweaters. I find it fascinating, and so I cruise through usually the shaping because I'm so entertained, and then once I get to the body I need to take it places with me, so like soccer games, or if we're driving somewhere and I just knit it in the car, I need to take bodies like that with me. So that's kind of how Poppy was. I got to the body and I just took it everywhere with me. But highly recommend. There is a Gib II version for traditional male body, but I haven't looked at the differences as far as the writing of it, but Donnie would love a Gib, so I'll have to look at my stash and think about that for him. Let's see, anything else? Oh, I do have a bit started on a preview knit for Gudrun Johnston. So you're gonna see that I love books, but I have this book that was written by Gudrun and Mary Jane Mucklestone, and it's also LAINE. They create beautiful books, but in this book so the patterns in this book are now released to Gudrun and Mary Jane to release as individual patterns. And so Gudrun has kind of revamped the heritage yoke sweater to become a cardigan. So this is just the beginning of that. So it's top down with a ribbing, and then you create, these are the steek stitches here. And I'm just doing a 2-color version because I kind of pictured then I could wear it with any under button shirt color, no, button up shirt, and then, or the Hap hood, like it would look so good with the heritage Hap hood that's not done yet, and then, or different scarves or haps or shawls. So I really am excited for this monochromatic version. I love the motifs, and then once I finish the color work, it'll be knitting the body, and then steek it down the front to be a cardigan, which is pretty exciting. Gudrun, this is a beautifully written pattern already, so I consider this to be more of a preview knit. But the colors I'm using are, I thought I brought it out, I guess not. So Oxford, and this is from the Woolly Thistle. And the other one is Varied. Granite. So I love it. I love, love, love. And sometimes if I'm trying to decide on colors, I'll actually like Google search Fair Isle cardigan, and then I'll look at kind of just images and see different color combinations that I like. And I did see a 2-grade, more of a lighter gray and then a light gray, but the combination, and so that kind of inspired me for this combo. Sewing projects now. Okay, so last time I alerted you, now we're on to sewing. And what I finished are, so last time I was showing you Forest and Threads, Just My Luck jeans, and I have to say I finished them, but they're a little snug and a little too short, which is not normal for me, but I did learn where to adjust it for next time. So I did have, luckily, enough of the railroad fabric from U Fibers. It's a denim fabric and railroad stripes, which I adore. But this is, instead of just my luck jeans, these are Helene jeans from Anna Allen, and this is the wide leg version, which I really like because I do have thicker thighs, so it's much more comfortable. Not that it makes me look taller, but somehow the straight wide leg, I like the look of it. I did feel a little cut off a little bit, a little shorter with just my luck, but I did have the proportions of the knee dart incorrect for myself on that. Now my zipper here, I did try to adjust it, but I have to say it's kind of does get stuck sometimes. So I need to be careful with the zipper. But I really enjoy wearing these. So they've been washed first time because I spilled chili on the leg, but I wasn't planning to wash them too much because I love how they fit. I don't have the zipper up right now because, like I said, it is sticking a little bit. And I think it's sticking because I have thread that's a little loose at the bottom, so I need to fix that. But the zipper flies awesome. I just squeaked enough of the fabric for this pair, and now I'm totally, well, almost out. I just have some scraps left, and you'll see what I've been doing with my scraps. But I love the yoke on the back. I had been having some trouble with wrinkling in the pockets, and Alicia of Edmondson Creations mentioned to try pre-washed quilting cotton because it's a little bit more stable of a weave, and I do think it helped quite a bit to keep my pocket less wrinkly and stable there. But I really love them. I will be making more pairs of this version of the Helene jeans. I had mentioned before that I had seen Laura of Dandelion Fibers at Flock wearing multiple versions of the Helene jeans, so I'm so glad she put that on my radar. Okay, so the next thing I've been making, again, seeing little ones at a wedding this weekend, I made some pouches from Stubbornly Craft, and I can't even, I love them. So just using scraps, I created this little drawstring bag, which is super funny with lots of character. I love the ears, and then I made it a drawstring instead of a zipper pouch. So essentially I took the, there is a couple patterns on Stubbornly Crafty, and I used the drawstring pattern and one of the zipper pouch patterns, and I combined it. So I kept some of the selvage, I just kind of played with it, but I wanted to make it just an easy drawstring. So this is one creation. I did use, oh, I left it over there, but there's two different types of bonding material that I'll link below. One is permanent and usually not something to sew through. So I did do that for like the eyes and the nose. And then anything I was gonna sew around, I used a lighter bonded. It's material for applique. And then that one is meant to be sewn through. So essentially I just made kind of this panel. I made the drawstring bag and this panel, and I sewed this panel when the drawstring bag was not intact yet, so that I could put the little guy on there. I have thought of a zillion different things that you could put, like a rainbow, and I love the puffy. Like I put fusible quilting batting back here to make it a little puffy. Same in the ears. I chose to do the ears this way because I liked the what is it called? Oh, I can't remember words today. Pinking shears. So I liked the little character of the pinking shears. So I did that inside out. But I had fun using scraps. This is a little bit of denim I had. This is Cairo linen. This is just lace I had from a thrift store. This fabric is Yuma LAINE. So Yuma is a place in Arizona, so it gave me Arizona vibes, but Yuma in Cloud 9 fabrics, and the same, the inside is lined also with the same line with the cactuses and stuff. All right, so once I did this one, I was very intrigued about using my scraps, and oh my gosh, this room was a disaster, but I started pulling out my denim scraps, and this guy's next, and I can't even get over this one. And so so this is kind of how you can see the panel before it's on the drawstring. And so before I complete him, I need to embroider his mouth. But he is so cute. So here's my railroad pants, leftovers, the back of the ears are the same. This is the same as her glasses. And then this, I made pignon pants with the rest of this light denim. This is so cute. This is more of the Cairo linen. This one I tried to stitch around the eyes just to give it some more character, but I can't even with these. So I'll put the drawstring on this one as well. And I just want to make all the different things. On the website, there's a lamb, there's cat, there's a unicorn. There's so many cute ideas. But I started to like think of all the things you could do. You could totally just create something on a piece like this to add to the drawstring. But he's so cute. All right, a few things that I received. I have been waiting a while to receive my copy of No Fear Sock Knitting. I love books, and I love Denise DeSantis of Earth Tones Girl, and this book is fantastic. I highly recommend it. For years, Earth Tones Girl YouTube channel has been incredibly generous with her instructional videos, and I'm so glad that she created this book that has all the information and patterns, has ideas of how to weave in ends, it has how do you change colors and avoid the jog. There's different bind off, surprisingly stretchy bind off. There's grafting instructions. She shows different there was different toes, which I don't know this. Like, I kind of stick with a recipe and then just stay there. But I kind of liked the visual. I'm trying to find the page though of all the different toe shapes, which is really cool to see on just a couple pages. Where is it? I should have put a little bookmark. Here it is. So what are my toe options? So she has photos of the toes here. And then an anatomical toe, which I think Donnie would actually really like. But very amazing. So I'm so glad I finally have my copy. And then the other thing I received was I had mentioned, things are piling up. I mentioned this book last time. And I am working on this bunny. But I received the yarn for it. So I'll just pull out a few. I didn't get a lot. This is pretty much the colors I got. But I ordered it from Woolen Company. And this is stone washed sheep juice. And I actually think it would be great for the owl. So I now have this as a backup plan for a superwash version, because this is made out of 78% cotton and 22% acrylic. It's so soft. I love that it has kind of a halo. I love that it has like a stone washed vibe to it. I love the dimension in the color. And I mean, I did not get far. I just essentially started the face, which the instructions are great. So this will be the bottom, like his chin. And then there are some seamings in Susan B. Anderson patterns. There's not as much seaming, but this bunny is beyond adorable. So essentially I'm working from below the nose so far. But the yarn is beyond, like I said, beyond soft. Oh, look, I didn't ever notice this. So it has the yarn in right there. But very easy to work with, very lovely. So that's fun. And then I did want to share, I've had this for a little bit, Michelle of Woolens and Nosh. That's what Donnie's socks are. Michelle's Woolen and Nosh yarn club, but I don't remember what the color is, but it is Woolens and Nosh. But this is what I do for my Advent. So I have definitely had Advent yarn collections in the past, but my favorite thing and most used thing that I get for Advents is Woolens and Nosh striped Advent socks. So I haven't peeked. This is 2025 Fingering Advent. It is, I think I heard someone say it was kind of Northwest vibes. So, I mean, what I really should do is knit them for Donnie, though I have a Christmas gift. And he is from the Pacific Northwest, but I have not peeked. Those are the two minis for cuffs, heel, and toes if I choose to. And so I don't know what's in here, but this is what I'm going to do for Advent. So during the month of December, I'll be showing my stripes. And finally, I had a good friend, Nicole, share a gift. She went to Rhinebeck and Woolen Affair, and she went with her sister, who I don't believe is as involved knitter as we are. And so she stayed with her sister in Rhinebeck, and she brought me back some treats, which was so nice of her because her sister didn't need the, I guess, the merch. And so this is a gigantic Woolen Affair bag. It's humongous. I love the image on it. There's inside you have a zipper pocket, and you actually, I feel like there's a big pouch. It's hard to show, but I feel like it could be a water bottle, or like if you have your more important things there that's easy to grab, or even your work in progress. Yeah, that's a good spot. You could put your ball of yarn there and then knit out the side. But this is humongous. So thank you, Nicole. It's so nice of you. And she brought me Hello Lavender stitch markers from the event, which I love Hello Lavender stitch markers. And this awesome journal. And these are all created by this journal, and the bag, I believe, is created by Brooklyn General Store. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I love them all. All right, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys are enjoying our early November. I know things can get busy around this time of year, but I hope you guys can slow down and enjoy a little bit. I should be back pretty soon. I will keep you posted on the knit-along, and I'll link everything below in case there's any questions, and reach out anytime. But thank you again for watching, and don't forget to enter LAINE for a giveaway of the Kindred Knits book, which is somewhere under this pile. All right, see ya.